And he looked at me kind of, I thought he was joking. He said, I'm going to get yours.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most famous scandals in showbiz that arose from broken trust. These high-profile betrayals were extensively publicized and ended up creating personal or professional bad blood between celebs.
Took a long time to deal with, and it's a very slow grieving process on my end.
Number 10. The CeCe DeVille debacle at the 1991 MTV Video Music Awards. Rock and roll in the 1990s was in a league of its own, electrifying but messy. One of the most prominent bands at the time, Poison, was invited to perform at the 1991 MTV Video Music Awards, but their performance was seemingly derailed by guitarist CeCe DeVille. He was supposed to play Unskinny Bop, but he apparently launched into Talk Dirty to Me instead, throwing the band off. Some say it was a genuine mistake due to a misunderstanding on stage, while others suggested it was sabotage. The flub is also widely attributed to DeVille's alleged alcohol and substance use. Later, he reportedly got into a brawl with frontman Bret Michaels backstage, but it was the band's reputation that took the real hit. Number 9. Britney Spears' custody battle and conservatorship. The Toxic singer's 2007 divorce from ex-husband Kevin Federline came with a contentious battle for their two sons.
All I care about is getting 50% custody of my sons. You know, nothing else mattered to me.
Per reports, the pair initially had joint custody, but Britney later lost physical custody after a 2008 incident where she allegedly refused to return her children to their father. Her visitation rights were suspended. That same year, she was reportedly hospitalized for her mental health involuntarily and eventually placed under the conservatorship of her father, Jamie Spears, and attorney Andrew M. Wallet.
Britney's father, Jamie Spears, stepped in to take drastic action, placing her under a conservatorship. The strict legal order meant he controlled everything: her money, who she talked to, and even what she ate.
Years later, Spears moved to terminate the conservatorship, claiming she faced extensive mistreatment at the hands of her conservators. Fans and fellow celebrities rallied behind the Free Britney banner, and her conservatorship ended in 2021.
Her most ardent fans, the legions of the Free Britney movement, celebrating outside.
I'm so happy. She deserves all of the freedom.
We're feeling great.
So excited.
As long as Britney's happy, we're happy.
Number 8. Taylor Swift's beef with Scooter Braun. In 2018, the multi-Grammy-winning singer concluded her working relationship with Big Machine Records and signed with Universal Music Group.
I've always wanted to own my own music since I started making my music, and if you probably don't know this, but most of your favorite artists do not own their work.
Months later, Big Machine was sold to Scooter Braun, along with the masters to all the T-Swift albums recorded under the label. Notably, the songstress had apparently tried to buy her masters from Big Machine previously, but to no avail.
I made it very clear that I wanted to be able to buy my music. That opportunity was not given to me, and it was sold to somebody else. It
was doubly offensive that her work now belonged to a man who allegedly hadn't been the kindest to her. In order to regain agency over her work, she revealed plans to re-record her first 6 albums. Meanwhile, Braun reportedly sold her masters to a third party, identified as Shamrock Holdings. Finally, in 2025, Taylor purchased her music catalog, victoriously ending a years-long battle.
Yeah, this changed my life. I can't believe it still.
Number 7. Diana, Princess of Wales's Panorama interview. On November 20th, 1995, BBC One released an episode of their famed docuseries Panorama, where journalist Martin Bashir interviewed Princess Diana.
I was a separated wife of the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
This interview featured bombshell claims about the late princess's marriage to now King Charles III and his relationship with the UK's current queen consort, Camilla. You might be wondering how such an interview was even possible.
I had warned Diana very clearly and apologised And she said, "Oh, don't worry, Carlos," which is what she called me. It was nice to see you, and it doesn't matter at all. And I thought that was it. I still take full responsibility for introducing this man to Diana.
Well, according to Princess Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, her trust was allegedly earned through forged bank documents claiming her family was being spied on. In 2021, an investigation headed by John Dyson, a former UK Supreme Court judge, found Bashir guilty of securing the interview through deception and violating the BBC's editorial conduct.
Lord Dyson's verdict on the BBC was also damning. He said it had fallen short of its high standards of integrity, criticising it for covering up in its public statements what it knew about how Martin Bashir had got the interview.
Number 6. When Mutt Lange cheated on Shania Twain. He was married to the literal queen of country pop, yet allegedly stepped out on her.
Whose bed have your boots been under? And whose heart did you steal, I wonder?
Shania Twain and Mutt Lange tied the knot in 1993 and welcomed son Aja in 2001. However, in 2008, it was reported that Lange had allegedly been having an affair with his wife's best friend, Marianne Thiebaud, who was married to Frédéric Thiebaud at the time.
But betrayal is a little bit, that's harder to take. I struggled more with that.
Twain's divorce from Lange was finalized in 2010, and the Any Man of Mine songstress married Frédéric in 2011. Years later, when she was asked about her cheating ex-husband on the Great Company podcast with Jamie Lang, she emphasized that she didn't hate the man. However, in her classic sassy Shania way, she says his great mistake was his to live with.
Do I hate my ex-husband for making a mistake? No, it's his mistake.
It's a good way to put it, right?
Not my mistake.
Yeah, not your mistake.
So sad for him that he made such a great mistake.
It's a great
that
way.
he has to live with.
Number 5. Johnny Carson and Joan Rivers' feud. The king of late-night television gave the comedian her big break.
I had been working 8 years in Greenwich Village and nothing, and he said, God bless him, you're going to be a star. It changed my life.
After several failed audition attempts, she finally appeared on The Tonight Show during his stint as a host and quickly became a permanent guest host. As her popularity rose, Fox offered her her own late-night talk show, and she took the opportunity. However, Carson allegedly found out about it through Fox.
Suddenly became a threat to Carson. And he did everything. He said, I never told him. First one I called was Carson.
In an article for The Hollywood Reporter, Joan claimed Carson was the first person she called, but he apparently hung up on her and refused to speak to her again. Later, he allegedly told the press that she never reached out to him. Rivers went on to call Carson a, quote, bad man who, quote, absolutely tried to kill her.
Mean son of a bitch.
Number 4. Elizabeth Taylor's affair with Eddie Fisher. The Butterfield 8 Stars love life was rife with scandals.
Well, what would you have done?
I don't know.
Following the death of her third husband, Mike Todd, she began a romantic relationship with his friend, Eddie Fisher. The only problem was Fisher being married to Taylor's friend, actress Debbie Reynolds, at the time. Reynolds later told People magazine that she was the one who sent Fisher to comfort Taylor after Todd's passing.
I really owe Elizabeth a favor for breaking that whole situation, but I don't blame her for the break. I blame Eddie for the break.
Fisher claimed he had already parted ways with Debbie before he got with Elizabeth. Reynolds and Fisher divorced in 1959, the same year he married Taylor. In an interview Liz gave to Richard Merriman, featured in the documentary Elizabeth Taylor, The Lost Tapes, the actress admitted to never loving Eddie and called their marriage a, quote, big friggin' awful mistake.
She talks a lot about the regrets and joys that she had with the various marriages, in which there were many marriages. So she's just unusually forthright in these tapes.
Number 3. When William Randolph Hearst was determined to bring Orson Welles down. Can you imagine one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time, Citizen Kane, never being released?
We have no secrets from our readers, Mr. Bernstein. Mr. Thatcher is one of our most devoted readers.
According to reports, that's exactly what media mogul William Randolph Hearst was plotting when he found out the film was loosely based on his life. Hearst's people allegedly restricted the film's screenings, threatened legal action, and attempted to smear Welles's reputation to suppress Citizen Kane.
I felt like a kid in front of a candy store. Well, tonight, 6 years later, I got my candy. All of it.
It's said that Hollywood execs who favored Hearst even tried to buy the film from RKO Pictures to destroy it. After the movie came out, Hearst reportedly barred his newspapers from giving it any coverage. Although Hearst seemingly succeeded in dampening the film's box office success, its lasting impact could not be curbed.
You can't do this to me.
I see. It's you that this is being done to.
Number 2. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's stolen tape. In 1995, the Baywatch star and her rock star husband became victims of a burglary.
It's not funny. Not funny. This is devastating to us.
An electrician who apparently worked for them and had been fired stole a safe from their home. The safe was said to contain personal videos of the couple on their honeymoon in Lake Mead, which was made into a sex tape. Its copies ended up in the hands of several parties, such as Penthouse Magazine and Internet Entertainment Group.
We had a lot of stress. This really did not help our marriage.
According to reports, the former publicized the couple's private photograph and details of the video content, while the latter distributed the tape online. Pam and Tommy sued both, but reportedly lost their case against Penthouse and ultimately settled with IEG. Needless to say, the whole ordeal left Pamela traumatized.
It just seems like a little bit it's a little overwhelming, and I'm a little bit afraid because you don't know how things are going to be taken, but I do think I have a story to tell.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. When Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog. In the 80s, Sir Paul McCartney and the King of Pop had quite the rapport. Not only were the two icons collaborating, giving us hits like Say 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 and The Girl Is Mine, but they were also close pals.
It's a funny thing, we had quite a good little relationship.
During their friendship, Paul once advised MJ to invest in music publishing. At the time, Jackson had quipped that he'd own the Beatles catalog one day. The Hey Jude singer laughed it off, but Michael wasn't kidding.
You know, I thought that was a joke. And then I just got rung up and said, he's got yours.
In 1985, the smooth criminal crooner bought ATV Music, which gave him the rights to 251 Beatles songs. After this, Paul's relationship with Michael seemingly soured.
He kept saying, that's just business, Paul.
Finally, in 2017, the English musician made a confidential deal with Sony/ATV over the Beatles' back catalog, closing a decades-long chapter. Which of these betrayals shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments.